just start, it's better. Well, first of all, thank you very much for joining ISS for this presentation. We really appreciate it. I wish it could have been face-to-face. Normally, I travel to Asia to give my presentation and also to meet students face-to-face, but unfortunately, due to circumstances and the pandemic, of course, this is not possible. But I wish it could have been different because the vibe is also much better if it's face-to-face. But it is what it is. Before I start my presentation, maybe I give you a little bit of information of who I am. My name is Darren, and I work for the International Institute of Social Studies. We are part of the Erasmus University of Rotterdam, but we are faculty. We are the only faculty that is based outside of Rotterdam, and we are based in The Hague. So my responsibility is I do the education marketing, and I'm also the enrollment advisor for the Institute in terms of recruitment. So if you have any questions, if students have any questions in general about the master program at ISS, I'll be the main contact person before I send your names to the admission office. So I'll be the first person that you speak to. I would start my presentation now. I see people are slowly coming in and out, so that's fine. I will just go ahead and start. Recently, we were awarded by the QS World Ranking to be the #1 development studies subject in the Netherlands and #12 worldwide. So we are really the best of the best in the Netherlands when it comes to the development study program. So if this is something that you're looking for, there's probably no other place you should look for in the Netherlands. I'll give you a little bit about a nutshell about ISS. We were founded in 1952. We were a separate entity. So we were running the institute by ourselves. Then in 2009, we decided to join Erasmus University Rotterdam. And ever since, we have been part of them. And I said earlier, we are the only institute that is outside of Rotterdam. We also have a multicultural learning environment. I will explain a little bit more on that later. And we also have very good international staff and a lot of student bodies at ISS as well. These are our students by continent. So I recently updated this statistics. The green one is the current year, so 2021, 2022. As you can see, we have the highest number from Asia. As always, we have a lot of Asian students in our university, and then followed by Latin America, sometimes followed by Africa. And you can see Europe is increased. European students are also coming into ISS now more, and also students from the United States and Canada as well. And this year, if I'm not mistaken, we have about 147 students, and 20 of them are from Indonesia. And that is the largest group that we have for this year. I think almost every year we have a lot of Indonesian students at ISS. So these are our students, our background of our students rather. Most of them are working well, not really most of them. Some of them are working from the government officials, some of them in the civil society, and also we recently opened the gate for students who recently graduate as well. We do not admit students who recently graduate easily. Your motivation letter and your transcripts have to be strong. The reason being because we require some sort of working experience or internship experience for you to join ISS. But we have accepted students before who does not have this kind of experience, but these are very rare circumstances, but it has happened before. So, as I mentioned earlier, these are our total number of students from 2016 to 2021. This year we have 146 students. I said 147 earlier, so my apologies, it's 146. Last year we had 124. We had a really dip because of the pandemic. People decided to defer their program to this year. So that's why now we are slowly climbing back and slowly getting the students to come to ISS. So these are the total countries per year that we have. So this year we have 47 different nationalities that are studying at ISS, Indonesian being the biggest, of course. So 47 different countries, students from different countries that are studying from ISS, at ISS. So what students normally label ISS is we are like a mini United Nation because we have so many different nationalities that come to study at ISS. Last year, even with the pandemic, we had 40 different nationalities. That is pretty high. So this is what ISS is all about. I explained earlier about the multicultural. This is what I meant by multicultural, because you will learn a lot from your peers. You will also learn from your lecturers, of course, but you will learn more from your peers in terms of the experience and when you do your networking and all these kind of activities. So if you're looking for something global, this is something that you can consider, let's say, when you apply for ISS. So this is about some statistics and numbers about our ISS students. I will move on to our main and only master program that we have at ISS. So we are very specialized faculty. We only specialize in development studies and nothing else. And that's why we also get the title of #1 in the Netherlands, because we only specialize in this thing, this program. So it has already started September, but the next intake will be next year. In September, but you can already start your application in 2 weeks' time. The first week of October, the application will open. So the program runs for 15.5 months. The program carries 88 European credit points. I'll go back one step. The 15.5 months, it's actually half of the 15.5 months. So 6 months out of the 15.5 months, you'll be doing your research paper. So a lot of students, what they do is they come to ISS for 1 year, and the next 6 months, they go back home to do their field work and write their thesis paper, because you don't really need to be at ISS, but you can be, of course, and you graduate physically. But if you do not want, you want to go back home, you want to, I don't know, save money, you want to work, and do your thesis, it's also okay, because you do not have to defend your thesis. You only need to pass it up. So that's why it's 15.5 months, and we carry 88 European credit points. We have 5 different major and 1 master program track. I will explain to you later. We require an IELTS of 6.5. Everything is taught in English. The whole university speaks English, even the supervisors, lecturers, and all our support staff. We have several joint degrees. We have the economics of development, I think. It's where also the joint degree with some of the Indonesian students. We have several specialization. So maybe I explain now. The specialization is not a must for you to do, but if you do specialization, then you will have to do your thesis based on that specialization that you have chosen. If you're unsure what the specialization is all about, please visit our website and have a look at it and understand it better, and then you can decide whether you want to specialize or not. The program starts in September. We only have 1 intake and nothing else. So we require a bachelor degree in social sciences with an overall good. If you have a different background from social sciences, it's also not a problem, but you will have to write a good motivation letter, and hopefully you have an experience or some kind of internship to back it up. Then we will consider as well. So this is our track. Sorry, our 5 different majors and that 1 track at the bottom. So we have the Agrarian, Food and Environmental Studies. We call it the AFES major. So this focuses on sustainability and whatnot. And then the economics of development, of course. Mostly we look at the economics of the global south, governance and development policy, this is, for some reason, very popular among Indonesian students. We have a lot of students who works in the government and come and study at ISS, so they eventually take this. And the human rights, gender and conflict studies is the most popular major among students. So a lot of students who study at ISS choose this major. And then the social policy for development. This is also very, Indonesian students like this major as well. You can combine this major and take some subjects also in the governance and development policy major. So that's why they like this. And then we have a new track called governance, migration, and diversity track. This is something new. It started 4 years ago. And this is in collaboration with 4 different universities. I'm not going to go very deep into it because it's a bit complicated. I would suggest, if you're interested in this track, to please have a look at our website and get more information. And if it's still not clear, then you can always send me an email. My email is study@iss.nl. So you can always send me an email and I can explain to you further, and we can move on from there. Okay. Hopefully this is clear. The last panel, 2021-2022. So these are all how many students are studying currently in the respective major. As you can see, we have the AFES major, the agrarian major. We have 18 students studying currently. The economics major, we have 24, the governance 21, and then the migration 4 because it's still relatively new. So it goes on. So you can see that the social justice perspective, the SJP, as I mentioned earlier, is the most popular major at ISS, and you can see there are 38 students who are enrolled in there. And if you're wondering what MM is at the most bottom, second last bottom paragraph, it's the Mundus MAP program. This is also run by ISS, but this is what you call a joint master degree program with 2 different universities, one in Barcelona and one in York. This is also something that I do not want to dive into because it is part of the master program, but not so much. But if you really want to have information on this and you find it interesting and would like to know more, please visit our website and also have a look at it. And again, if you have any questions, please send me an email. So, most importantly, the academic requirements I explained to you a little bit earlier. Social sciences is a must, but used to be a must. It's still a must, but we are a little bit more flexible at the moment. So we also really want to see your working experience and your internship experience, because if you have those, but you do not have social sciences background, it's not a problem at all. Then you will see your motivation letter, probably have an interview with you, and just to get to know you better and see whether you can fit into the program or not. Work experience is not a must, but as I explained earlier, it comes hand in hand, and it also gives you the upper hand if you have working experience. English requirements, 6.5, and TOEFL, the information is here. You need 580 for paper test, computer-based is 237, and internet test is 92. If there are questions about academic requirements for the English test or whatnot, please let me know, send me an email, and then I can explain to you further. I think earlier in the presentation, Emmy have already explained a lot about scholarships. We have, whatever Emmy have explained, we have all of those except for the Holland scholarship. So we have STUNET, we have the LPDP, we have also the Orange Knowledge Program. So please feel free to have a look. We have ISS partial scholarship as well. So this is not a full scholarship. There are 2 partial scholarship. One is 30% discount off your full of the scholarship, and then the other is tuition fee, and then the other one is 40% discount off your tuition fee. So these discounts, but not complete full scholarship. However, if you're looking for full scholarship, regardless where you come from. If you come from Latin America, you come from Africa, it doesn't matter, but we have a database. So if you go to our database, find it on our website, find the database, and then you click which country you're from, so Indonesia, and then you will see all the list of scholarships that you can apply. Please check the eligibility criteria, the deadline, and so on. If there's one advice that I would like to give you about scholarship is most of the scholarship deadline ends in March. So it's something that you want to look already in October, because also for the partial scholarship, we have a quota. So if you really want to apply for this scholarship, you have to be admitted at ISS. I think this goes for most of the scholarship as well. Outside ISS, you need to be admitted first to the program before you can apply for any scholarship, I believe. So that's something that you want to think about when you're thinking about scholarships. I have not written here, but this is not scholarship, but this is another kind of discount. This is called the early bird discount. And this you can combine with the partial scholarship. So for example, there are two partial scholarships, which I explained to you earlier. One is 30% and one is 40% discount. And then there's the early bird discount, where if you can transfer your tuition fee before 1st of June, you will get an additional 10% discount. So in the end, you can combine the 10% discount with the 30% or the 40%. So in the end, you can get 50% discount and 40% discount in total. If it sounds complicated, maybe it's complicated how I explained to you, then please visit our website. It's very clearly stated there what the early bird discount is all about. So we really try to help students to come to ISS by giving some sort of funding help, because we understand that the tuition fee is not cheap. So this is what we try to do for students. This is the estimated cost of living. Yeah, so it's about $950 a month, depending on your lifestyle. So maybe €1,000 also can be. The biggest expense is your accommodation, $550. I will explain a little bit more about accommodation in other slides, but this is what you should take into consideration when you stay at ISS, when you study at ISS. So you will have about 400 to 450 euros per month. You can live with it. I know a lot of students, especially Indonesian students, they cook a lot. So that really helps if you cook at home, because you can find all the ingredients for good prices here in The Hague or in the Netherlands, let's say. So if you cook a lot, then you can really save your money, let's say. And this is the tuition fees, which I talked to you earlier. So the tuition fees is 17,500 euros. It will not increase next year. These are all the immigration fees. The living expenses, you also have to show, if you are non-EU, you will also have to show that you, to the Dutch government, that you are able to sustain yourself when you are at ISS. But if you're a scholarship student, you do not have to think about this. But if you're paying with your own money, that means from your own bank or own wallet, let's say, you have to show, in addition to transferring the tuition fee, you also have to show us a bank statement that you have this amount to support yourself to study at ISS. So then the health, also you get a health insurance, which is very, very important. You need a health insurance. It's the Dutch law that every student have a health insurance. So that's something for you to think about when applying as well. Or the other thing is, when applying, there is no application cost. So the application is free for you to apply. So you do not need to pay for to send in your documents. Everything you do it online. I know in the States or in USA or the UK, you need to pay for this kind of things, but we at ISS, we do not do that. And the other thing is, if you are accepted and for whatever reason you cannot come on the year you accepted, that's okay, because you can defer once for free. So if you cannot come next year, you want to come in 2023, you do not have to worry and apply again. You can defer it for free. So there is no application fee, there's no fees for you. You just have to inform us and that's it. So student life, it was quite boring last year, I would say, because of the pandemic and all the rules. I'm not sure if you know now, but all the rules in the Netherlands have been already, most of it has been removed. Actually, today, there is no more social distancing anymore in the Netherlands. All the events, everything is open up, but you need to have the pass, the corona check. So you need to be vaccinated or you must already have been tested to enter restaurants or to go for cafe or have a drink in a restaurant or whatnot. So there's so much good things now happening in Netherlands. So the new batch that just entered in September, they're enjoying everything. So they will have the International Day, they will have the Sports Day, you will have your study trips, your field trips, and parties. Of course, you need parties. You cannot just study. You also need to blow off some steam. So all this will happen when you come next year, because it only gets better. So last year was bad. This year is getting better. I'm hoping next year everything will be much more smooth. So I'm positive. We also have this thing called Scholas. Scholas is a body of students. So they are like your ears and eyes for the students who are studying at ISS. So if you're not happy with ISS or you're not happy with the subject or lecturers or whatnot, you always can complain to Scholas and then they will do the rest. They will take your complaints and do something about it. So it's a student association. As I mentioned earlier, we have housing at ISS. We provide housing to you, so you do not have to find it. We have two places that is 30 seconds away from ISS. So you just walk from where you stay, just 30 seconds and you reach to the university, which is really, really close. You will have you will have private bathrooms, but you only have to share the kitchen. So you still have your privacy. We have 4 different places where you can stay. 2 is, I said earlier, very close to ISS. The other 2, you need to, if you have a bicycle, it's a 10 minutes bike. So it's really not that far. And I think I'm almost at the end of my presentation. So if you have any questions, you can connect with us on all our social media page. I suggest you to have a look strongly at our YouTube pages, YouTube videos, sorry, because we have a lot of videos to show you how the culture at ISS, the environment at ISS, you can hear what students say about ISS, and then you can also make your own judgment whether you want to study at ISS in the future or not. The other group that you should join is the ISS Facebook group for prospective students. So please join that as well. I regularly update all information about ISS in that page. So it is good that you join it, so you are well kept updated about what is happening at ISS, about scholarships, about deadlines, and things like that. And voila, I have finished my presentation. If you have any questions, please send me an email. This is my email, study@iss.nl. It comes directly to me. I have another email address, darren@iss.nl also, but everything comes to me. So if you have any questions, please send me an email, or you can already ask now, of course. But if you forget and you wouldn't want to ask later, it's also not a problem, of course. I'm here to help you. And with that, I conclude my presentation. I'm really happy. Thank you for listening, of course. And I hope that it's clear what you will be getting at ISS in the future. So how do we do this? Yeah. Hi, Amalia.
Hi. Okay, so maybe from the participant, is there any question? We still have 11 minutes left.
Oh, that's long. Well, yeah, just shoot your questions, but I can understand that if it's too much information and you want to think about it, it's also okay. It's really, it's fine.
Maybe they're still processing about the information.
Yeah. Maybe I also speak too fast. I'm not sure. Hopefully not.
Not really. It's okay. That's quite good. Oh,
yeah, we have one.
Okay, you can say.
Hi. So
Hi.
my name is AR. I'm from the Philippines. I just want to ask
Okay.
if there is a limit, like to age, in terms of the program or the scholarships.
Yeah. So you're talking about what our average age and yeah. Okay. So the average age is between 28 to 29 years old, and we do not look at age when we give scholarship. We do not do that. So whoever we base on merit. So if you deserve a scholarship, we will give you a scholarship. You can be 100 years old, but if you want to study and you want to have a scholarship and you have a, you deserve it, then we will give it to you. So we don't distinguish ages and things like that. But the age average at ISS, it used to be 7 years ago, it used to be 33, but now it's dropping to 28, 29. And this year, the oldest student we have was, I think he's, I'm not sure, I think it's 42 or 43 years old. So it's never too late for you to study. 5 years ago, we had a student who was 61. And we have always young students at ISS who are 21, 22. And I think this is really good to see as well when you have a gap, because you can learn from people who have a lot of experience, and then the older person also can learn from students who are younger to use different things. So, and this is what I personally see at ISS, because I'm very close to all the students at ISS. So after I recruit them and they come to ISS, I'm also always talking to them. And this is the feedback that I get from students, that they really appreciate the gap as well, because they really learn from each other and they build their network. And some students, after they graduate, they get a job from fellow colleagues. So this is something that I think is really great.
Thank you. That's actually awesome. I was also going to ask about the career afterwards of graduates or alumni. ISS.
So
thank you.
So for career information, there are many. Most of them, well, I'm not going to even say most of them. I don't want to, because it's so specific. But we have a dedicated page on our website under the alumni section. Please have a look at it. Then you will see where all our alumni are, and also join our LinkedIn profile, because we have asked all our alumni to update where they're currently working. So then you can get an idea of what are they doing and what, and also maybe it's good, if you would like, you can connect with this alumni and send them a message, because I can tell you something, that all ISS students, they are very happy to help new students to come and study at ISS. So you will get all the information from them. And if not, you can send me a message and I will find someone for you that you would like to connect. Even if you want to find somebody from the Philippines or for a particular major that you like, I can help you with these kind of things.
Thank you. Thank you so much for answering the questions.
No worries. Okay.
Okay, so maybe from the others, is there any question? We still have 7 minutes left.
Well.
Okay, maybe not for now.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
Okay.
But yeah, but if you have any questions in the future, there's always possibility to ask via email. So that's not a problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just taking this opportunity to ask more questions.
Oh, you have? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm actually quite interested in the what's that, major in governance, migration, and diversity track.
Yeah.
I know it's quite new,
Yeah.
but so far, what have been like the research pursuits of, if you have information of the students there right now, what have been they studying so far? I'm quite interested in our diaspora, like the Filipino diaspora. So quite interested in that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, hang on there. So you can see here, it's called the GMD subject. So we have been quite consistent, having 4 each year. And the highest we have was in 2018. We started in 2017, 16, 17. And that time we did not have any students yet because it's very new. The diaspora Philippine students, every year, last year we have 1 student. His name is Mark Espina. If you would like me to connect you with him, drop me an email and I will be, he's also the class representative of the GMD major. So he'll be a great person for you to speak to because he's from the Philippines as well. So you can connect with him and ask any information you want regarding about the program. Well, since you have time, I can explain a little bit about the program as well. This is a combination with 4 different universities, including ISS. So this is combination with Delft University, Erasmus University in Rotterdam, ISS in The Hague, and also Leiden University in Leiden, of course. So in your there are 4 semesters. This is the same as the master program. So your first semester, you'll be studying in these 4 different universities. So you'll be traveling a lot to these places. So it's very hectic, but you'll be okay. You will survive. You'll be studying in all these different universities. So that's really cool because you also will be you mingle with the students from this university as well. Not just ISS students, but students from this university. Because it's a track. There are different tracks. So there are the Delft track, the Leiden track, the Erasmus University track in Rotterdam, and then the ISS track. That means even I say there are only 4 students here, but from different tracks, there are different number of students. So in total, this migration track will have about 40 to 50 students in total. So these are the students that you'll be studying with. And then in your second semester and third semester, you will be based mostly at ISS, and then those students that from Leiden and Erasmus and Delft will come to ISS to study with you. So they also can get, they will mingle with you and the rest of the students. So this is a really good experience for students who would like to study this track actually. And also, if I'm not mistaken, when you travel to Leiden or Delft, you will be your train ticket will be reimbursed. So you do not have to worry about paying in your first semester because it is quite a lot of traveling, I must say. I hope that answers your question about
those
research.
Those are great information. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So, Mr. Darren, there's still one question from Gali Prasetyo in the chat section. Oh, is there anthropology or sociology program for PhD in ISS? If not, what's the recommended program to study about society in ISS? Sorry, cannot open the cam and mic.
Okay.
That's the question.
Oh, okay. Is there anthropology? Okay. For PhD, well, it's not directly anthropology or sociology, but it has relation to it. So I'm really not the person to talk about PhD. We have a PhD department for this. So I'm not going to say more about this because I don't want to give you wrong information at all. It's better that you go and see our website. And then if I'm not mistaken, there are 4 criteria that you will have to choose one of the criteria. And based on that, you write your research proposal. So it may be that anthropology and sociology be part of this criteria. So it's better that you have a look at it in our website. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Hopefully it can answer your question for Gali Prasetyo.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about from the other participant? Is there any question? Okay. Okay, maybe there's no more question for this evening, for this afternoon. Oh, there's still another question from Tria Nuarta. Is there PhD program in the art and social science? Thank you.
Yeah. So again, this is related to the question earlier. The art and social science is very how you say, it's an umbrella. So under art and social sciences, you have sociology and anthropology and whatnot. So it's a very the question is a bit vague, but you really need to go to the website to find out this information, because I don't want to give you information which I'm not 100% sure of. I'm really only talking about the master program. That's why there's no slides about the PhD. So it's better that you go to the website and check it, and then there will be information on who you can contact to get in more detailed answers about your question. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Darren, for the answer. Okay, it's already 16:31 in Indonesia, and I think it's already finished for the breakout room session. So is there anything that you want to say again, Mr. Darren, to us?
Well, nothing, but my only advice is, if you really want to study at ISS, you start you make your research already in October. Like, do all your research and gather all the information. Even if you are PhD students, I understand it's ongoing. So there is no particular date for you to start. So it's an ongoing thing, but it's better to start early, gather all your information, and then you can start to apply and maybe even look for scholarship. And for the master program, including the GMD track or the Mundus Map, you already start in October to find information, because that is so important that you get all your facts and research correct, and write your motivation also correctly, because your motivation is very, very important for the master program. If you have what you call a meet transcript, so a transcript that has mid-level grade, it's okay. But if you have a really good motivation letter and good internship experience plus working experience, the chances of you of getting into ISS is still very strong. So take your time, research, write good motivation letter, check your English properly, try not to make so many mistakes and not so vague sentences, and this will increase your chances of getting into ISS.
Okay, wow, that's an insightful information for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Darren. And there's still the last, maybe this is the last question from AR Presto. She said that I would like to confirm if this is the email address I can use to correspond with your organization is study@iss.nl. Thank you.
Yeah. That is my email address. So it comes directly to me. So I understand that you wanted to connect with the Filipino students. So this is exactly the email address that you send to. You send it to me and I will connect you to him, and then you can take it from there. So yes.
Okay, thank you for the information. And thank you so much for Mr. Darren for the insightful presentation. and the amazing a presentation that hopefully that it will what I can say
hopefully it's enough information.
It will have the participants who wants to join to ISS.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it for me.
Good. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Have a nice day, and thank you, Amalia, for all your help. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Hopefully, I will see you in Indonesia when things are better.
Yeah, hopefully I can meet you soon.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm
Bye-bye.
going now. Bye.
Bye.